Member.
All right, well then perhaps the stakeholders were giving different information, but I'll make sure that I collect the information I got from the individual stakeholders and their comments and forward that to the ministry so they can see what they may be telling other people who are doing consulting, such as myself. I will give you an example though. Within the agri-foods plan, the organic sector support is mentioned. So the organic sector represents an important market growth opportunity where British Columbia has a distinct advantage over its competitors. Given the minister's statement that the ministry has emerged as a trendsetter in innovation and niche market development, would the minister provide details as to what measures he has in the Vote 14 budget to assist with BC's organic sector? And I'm going to mention the action item from the new plan, which was the province will enhance organic market access by promoting value chain development for the organic sector. So I took it upon myself to call quite a few stakeholders within the organic sector, including COABC, and they all told me that they don't actually know what that means. So the consultation with the organic sector coming up with this action item when they don't even know how that will value them is curious.
Minister.
Thank you very much, Chair. You know what? I've been very bullish, I guess is a better way to say it, on the organic sector of British Columbia for lots of reasons. But, you know, things that we're doing right now to work with the organic sector is we support organic food production and processing sectors as we provide a vegetable industry specialist. 25% of their time is spent on organic food production. And we provide a policy analyst as needed. We have a staff member acting as an ex officio member at the association's director meetings. We also work with COABC as a liaison with their concerns with the federal government. We also know that there is huge growth potential. 75% of the organic market in British Columbia is import product, and so if we can grow that, it is good for our domestic growers. We also know that there is a demand overseas for organics as well. I believe there is a dairy in British Columbia which is exporting to the Asian markets, which absolutely staggers me when you think about putting milk on a plane. But the reality is for agriculture to be successful, owning as much of the value chain in agriculture is hugely important in any sector. Organics are no different. For example, if you were to raise goats and you were to basically have goat's milk, that is one product. However, taking that goat's milk and turning it into cheese is an example of value chain where you can get far more return on your dollars. Taking that goat milk cheese and then in turn making sure it goes into restaurants to help promote your organic property as well is again a further example of how we can grow the value chain for organics. But value chain is not just for organics, it is for all agriculture, and I guess one of the struggles we always have in British Columbia is we just have so many food sectors, which is both a pleasant issue because we have 225 land-based sectors commodity groups that we support. But with the organics, they could also argue that within that one sector as well, they have, you know, arguably hundreds of commodities as well. But if we can encourage a value chain growth, that gives a producer a better chance of getting more value from their farm production.
Member.
Thank you. But the actual wording is promoting value chain development. So can the minister tell me what that means?
Minister.
Like I said, we want to make sure that the industry or the producers are aware that, yes, you can be a primary producer, and that is value into itself, and we need primary producers by all means. But we also want them to make aware that perhaps there is some potential taking a primary product and again, owning the value chain. Again, owning the value chain is making sure that if it's going to be a product that's going to be turned into a value-added product, that if they can control that, they can get it farther along the line. There's more dollars to be made, more return on the value. Organic industry is a great one. I'm very pleased to say that the COABC organization has been to the ministry office several times. I believe I have a decent or a good relationship with the head of COABC. I'm more than willing to see her. I saw her in the Comox Valley just recently. I saw her at the Agri-Food Strategy unveiling just 11 days ago in Abbotsford. And so I think there's definitely an opportunity there and a line of communication which is very strong.
Member.
I think the organic industry knows very well what value added means, but I'm asking, what is the ministry doing to promote exactly? What does that mean? I hear that you're going to tell them that if the minister's going to tell them that if they have goat's milk and they make cheese, that's going to be better for their industry. I don't think they need to know that. I think they already know that. So as far as dollar amounts and commitment to the organic industry, tell me exactly what the ministry will be doing.
Minister.
Thank you, Chair. One of the things I'm pleased to say is that I believe under my watch, I have seen COABC play a more prominent role in the agricultural community of British Columbia. I make sure they are invited to major stakeholder meetings, and that's why I was very pleased to see and receive their input based on the agri-food strategy, and not only their particular piece of it, but as it relates to agriculture as a whole, and I was pleased to get their feedback. I want to make sure they're invited to stakeholder meetings like trade advisory centers, or trade advisory meetings, and they provide good feedback there. I want to make sure that they can work with the Food Innovation Center to see if there's opportunities that can be explored for the sector and exploited to their advantage. And as well, having a staff member who's attending the director meetings ensures that if there is a question that the Ministry of Agriculture can assist with, they have easy access to someone who has a direct conduit into the Ministry of Agriculture. I think it has been a very enjoyable relationship that we've had with COABC, and I'm looking forward to seeing the sector grow in the future.
Member.
So it's my understanding that there is a quarter-time FTE that's dedicated to the organic industry as far as extension. And that's not field extension. That's someone on the phone who's also dealing with 3/4 of another part of the sector. The organic industry had a field extension officer, and that was dropped from the ministry because that was not a priority. So we may have canvassed this last year, but the industry is still calling for that. COABC still wants that back. And I'm very close to the organic industry myself. So I'm not sure how can the minister say there is support for the organic sector when the one thing that they need, a field extension officer, is not coming back into the budget. And the minister has still yet to explain what the province will do to enhance organic market access by promoting value chain. Promoting it where?
Minister.
Thank you. And again, we canvassed this question last year in regards to the extension officer, and I know the member opposite knows it was a 3-year temporary position with the understanding by the industry that after 3 years the position was to become self-sustaining. For lots of factors, it was not able to be self-sustaining, and so the position did not exist. There are, like I said earlier, 225 land-based commodities in British Columbia, and many of them would like to have their own individual extension officer as well. However, with the extension officers we have available to us, the 25% or FTE is what we're able to work with the organization for. If the industry does have a concern about the value chain and how it applies to the organic sector, the nice thing is, thank you for raising that concern or awareness. I do talk with COABC on a fairly regular basis, and I know they're not shy about contacting our office, and I've told them that if they have concerns over any issue, to make sure that they have that understanding that the office is always willing to listen, and that's one of the reasons why we have a staff person at their directors meeting. So if they need some more clarity, by all means, I encourage you to pass on through your contacts for more information from the ministry, and if they wish to have a direct meeting with myself, I'm more than willing to meet with COABC.
Member.
Well, I'll do that, and I suppose they're probably watching this afternoon, but the minister has still failed to explain it to me. Is this a financial commitment that the minister's making to promote organics? What is the commitment here? And I don't think I'm dense. So when I'm reading this, I honestly still cannot figure out what the minister's going to be doing for the organic sector, except for continuing to provide something that was very necessary, but only 25% of it, and tell the organic industry how to do value added. Is that what the minister's committing to? Because I honestly don't understand.
Minister, and noting the time.
Oh, well, I'll get my little extra piece of paper after I answer my question. The key thing is that if there are value chain opportunities that exist, we want to make sure that the COABC or other people in the organic industry know who and how to access information and contacts that the ministry has. And so for that reason, we're very pleased that we actually are a party of the where's my thing here? Their director of meetings. When they come forward with a good idea and they need some assistance, just like the member opposite from North Island was asking about an individual community. When there is a question, oftentimes there are people who are there to help, but you got to make sure you ask the question to the people who are most closely associated to this. So having a staff member from the Ministry of Agriculture within easy access, also having easy access for COABC to the Minister's office by all means, is an opportunity to grow a relationship there, which is going to be, in my opinion, beneficial for the organic sector. And so when they come forward with a good idea, if they need some assistance, we can help guide them on that. And, Honourable Chair, I move that the committee rise and report progress of the Ministry of Agriculture and seek leave to sit again.